Hey, good evening to everybody. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. This is another replay. The replay where we try to make your day. I'm your host, Jabril Rashad, and we're about to bring you episode 18. And before we do that, let me bring my hitters to the stage. You know, I got none other than Mr. Daryl Alexander the Great. I got my man Tim TJ Jackson from Nebraska. And I got one of the baddest barbers around, y'all, Mr. Jeff Booker. What it do, my people? What it do, my hitters? What it do, my brothers?
What's
The
up,
replay.
What's
Hey,
up?
How we doing?
replay. Hey, Booker, you know what we are, right? We're
Yes,
going
sir.
live.
We're going live. We're going live, replay.
That's right. We in the house, man, for another episode 18. I got my brothers, I got my hitters with us, man. We're here to talk about these sports, man, what happened this past weekend. And before we do any of that, man, y'all know what y'all got to do for your boy. Hit that subscribe, like, and share button, okay? We're growing the channel. We can't do this without your help, but we are growing, man. This is God's blessing on this particular platform. That's what we're doing. And I got my team, and they are ready because we're going to talk about these Dallas Cowboys, against these Detroit Lions. We're going to talk about these Philadelphia Eagles. And we're going to talk about this national championship game that's coming up, man, and what happened this past weekend. So let's just go on and get into it. And I got something I know people have been talking about for a minute, man, as far as this Dallas Cowboys Lions, which they pulled that game out 20-19, but there was a discrepancy. People was talking about, the guys that checked in, was it legal, was it illegal? But we're going to get into that. And I think the referees not the referees, but the senior vice president of the referee organization. Well, I guess I could have said referees, Daryl. But they talked about it, and they came out with a rule in the NFL's, guys. So we're gonna show a little bit of clip of that. But I want to come to you first and foremost, TJ, because I know you was looking at it. You know what I'm saying? I want to get the insights and what you thought about it, man. This Cowboys and Detroit Lions game on Saturday.
That was a good battle, man. You think about it right from the beginning. You think about that rule they're talking about. They're gonna have a discussion about it at the end of the season when the ball fumbles through the end zone. Dallas is driven all the way down. They had a chance to score a touchdown. And then that ball was fumbled out through the end zone. So, that's a lot of yards they gave up. They actually really did really well on offense that game. CeeDee Lamb 200 yards. I mean, he's just showing out all day long. So. He's trying to show that, hey, I am a number one. I'm not only a number one, as he told, I'm a number one. Hey, I may be the best number one in the league. So he's definitely put it up there trying to represent in the game. That game was a good battle. It was a good test. They need a good test at home so they wouldn't just coast through when they're at home thinking they can just win and go in the playoffs. They just can coast through when they're at home. So, you got a battle when you get a playoff team. I don't care if you're home or away. And so, to me, that was a good testing ground for them to have a battle towards the end of the season at home because they've been dominating everybody at home. So, I think they needed that more than anything else to keep going through. And then you had that tripping call that the referees were blind on that actually would have pretty much ended the game because they got the wrong person in that call. They should have got Detroit Hutchinson for sticking his leg out. And then they call the Dallas lineman for that. So, I mean, that's just crazy on that one. He tried to trip Pollard on that particular play. And then you're talking about the controversial call, right? That controversial call, when you think about it from this standpoint, the ref announces, and I'm just going to keep it on this simple. The ref announces who they say is legal, right? They call it out. So not only did they tell the defense, they have to tell the defense. They tell the offense. So when they call out number 70, the defense don't cover number 68 because 68 not even eligible. Don't even have to think about it. And so it's not going to cover him at all. If they call his name out, then somebody has to cover him. So you get a chance to cover the guy if they call his name out. So to me, that null and void anything that happens after that for the play goes because the referees didn't announce his number. So, I mean, I heard all the controversy about different things, whether the guy on the line or not, covering him up. It didn't really matter on that either. He was a tackle. See? Right. So that's why the referee didn't throw a flag when he looked down the line because he was a tackle. So, when they announced it, that's when Detroit should have caught it themselves. Their own team should have caught that. The quarterback should have known. The quarterback should have known that they announced not the player he wanted to announce. And he should have did something about it at that moment. So, to me, that nullifies everything. I don't even want to hear nothing about that after that for me. So,
we're gonna get into it in just a second. But let me come over here to Jeff Booker right quick. Book, what's your take on it, man? What you saw on Sunday, man? I mean, what we lucky? Did the Detroit Lions get robbed? What you think, man?
Yeah, man. I'm like Tim, man. To piggyback on Tim, I think that the Detroit Lions just dropped the ball on that, man, because, like you said, normally when the lineman checked in, he's not ineligible. You don't have to cover him, so they didn't cover him. So I think the referee called the right play, man. And the guy, he had a chance to kick 3 field goals, but hey, he had an opportunity to kick the field goals. And if they call the right play on that play when we got the first down, they called it back, we wouldn't even be talking about that. So with that being said, no, we wasn't cheated, man. We didn't get cheated. I mean, we didn't cheat. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You got to check in. You got to check in. So they didn't check in, man. That was a missed deal on the head coach. He dropped the ball on that, man. It is what it is, man. But I think it was a hell of a game. Like Tim said, we needed that game. We needed that game, man, right there. We've been blowing everybody out at home. So we needed that going to the playoffs. So, we take our little bumps and bruises now, man, to get ready for the playoffs. And actually, things have fell and got it. We're in a real good situation right now, man. So, with that being said, hey, they had their opportunities, man, So you can say what you want to say. I think it was, I think it was a good call.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let me go over to DA, man, because, I know they already clinched. They got the #1 seed throughout the playoff. We'll see if they hold court. But DA, let me come to you right quick. What was your take on the game, man? And before you say anything, well, I'm gonna let you say it first because I think you may say the same thing I'm saying in terms of them going for 2. But go ahead, DA.
I think it's a lot of. I mean, the Detroit coach, I think, was to blame for everything, the entire game. His team losing, like
the entire game.
Nobody else to blame but him.
But tell me one specific thing that stands out to you, DA. I'm gonna see.
I have more than one. You just want to hear one?
Yeah. He said he got multiple.
Well, you got more than one.
First of all, you don't go into hostile territory and go for fourth and like 7 or 8 or whatever. That was earlier in the game. You get your points. You're not at home. You go and you get your point. You get the field goal, and it's not like you're on the 1-inch line. You know what I'm saying? 4th and goal from the half-yard line or they're going forward when a field goal is appropriate. Get your 3 points. Then on the controversial play, I think Detroit may have been trying to be a little slick, but there's nothing illegal about being slick. It just backfired, and I think the refs. I think that ref and crew is horrible. Is a horrible group. From the tripping call to and they were downgraded. So it's not like people were just saying, "Nah, the ref did their job." They didn't do their job, or they wouldn't be downgraded. Like you won't see most of those guys when the playoffs hit because the referees association realized they didn't handle that game well at all. It was several calls that were bad against both teams. And
let's see.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Make your statement.
I just want to talk about there's no coach in the league on an extra point, 2-point conversion that gets a penalty and gets back up to the 7-yard line or 8, whatever it was, is going to go for a 2-point conversion again after that. It just that ain't the way it's done. You
Bingo.
and you go into overtime after that penalty. No matter how you felt about it, it's time to kick the extra point. I mean,
that's right.
Well,
but that's ego.
I want to show a quick. Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that, man. I thought after they didn't get it, I said, me personally as a coach, you play for overtime because you had something to play for, and you want to give your team the best opportunity and the best percent. You play the percentages, right, Tim? As they say, you want to give your team the best opportunity, man, to be able to. If you can extend the game a little longer, you're on the road, then do it because your defense. outside of giving up that big play, that 92 yard, as we're about to see right quick, CD Lamb played really good on the back end.
Yeah.
Hold on, just let me. We're gonna show this one in just a second, but I think that Detroit defense, really played a good game, a good solid game after giving up that big play. Dak threw the pick, and Aaron Glenn. I mean, he really called a good defensive game after that. So you want to extend that game out, because once you did not get it on the first try, to go back and get it again, it just shows you had an ego and it backfired, like you said, DA. It backfired, and I think as a head coach, man, you got to make better decisions, because Dan Campbell understands that. He played in the league. He played with with some Hall of Fame coaches. I mean, why would you go back? That's just total ego to me.
I get it if you want to try it. If you want to go for it from the 2, I wouldn't do it. I don't agree with it, but okay. But come on, man. After you done got backed up, it ain't no way. Ain't no way.
We saw Coach McCarthy do that last year, where he kept going for it on 4th 1, right? He kept going on 4th and 1, and kept losing. After 4th, they kept not being able to get that 4th and 1 over and over again so many times, but he kept losing on 4th down. It's a mindset thing. He decided, his mindset was, we're going to go for it, we're going to go hard for it. So his mindset, he said he didn't regret it.
But you were saying what, Jeff?
He'd do it again.
Yeah, I was saying, do y'all think that?
Yeah, I heard that.
Just because they had already clinched, and do you think that he said, well, okay, I ain't got nothing to lose, I already clinched, so let me.
What did he clinch?
I mean, I thought they had already got their spot clinched, and they won the division, and they already had
they already won the division. Yeah,
but they won their division, but he didn't clinch anything beyond that. Like, you still got to go on the road.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean,
not the first game though.
It could possibly.
Yeah, they hadn't clinched anything. They still, other than a playoff spot, but you still playing for.
Yeah, you still want to get the 1 or the 2 seed.
Right. Okay.
I thought this was a great interception right here by Jordan Lewis, man. Dallas offense came out doing their thing, man. I just want to show a quick, brief highlights. But here's what I want us to kind of pivot a little bit. And we talked about the controversial play, but here's what the NFL came out and said. If you all can hear that, let me cut it up just a little bit.
To line up as an eligible pass receiver.
So you'll see that on this play, number 70, Dan Skipper, is coming on to report as an eligible receiver. He had done so many times in the game.
He's talking about number 70.
He's getting a universal
signal players and offensive players.
Now, that was early in the game. That wasn't the 2 points in the first quarter, as we can see. So he's doing that same movement with his hand and rubbing on his chest.
The receiver. However, you'll see right here that Brad Allen doesn't see it initially. He's spotting the ball. So Skipper goes up to Allen and makes sure he gets his attention. And you'll see Allen goes over and tells the defense number 70 is reporting as an eligible receiver. That was the correct procedure for reporting as an eligible receiver. Then we come over here to the play in question. 23 seconds left in the 4th quarter, where the Lions are trying to go for 2. You'll see Skipper come onto the field, and he's doing the exact same thing. He's got his arm up in the air, his left arm, and he's rubbing his belly with his right arm. That is the signal to the officials that I'm erasing my ineligible number and replacing it with an actual eligible number. That's the signal there to the officials. Brad Allen this time turns around, and he notices it. And he goes over, and you'll see then that's when Taylor Decker and Penei Sewell walk over to him. You don't see at all Decker put his hand to his belly and rub vigorously, much like Skipper did right there. Now, of course, the Lions are maintaining that Dan Skipper never reported as an eligible receiver. The thing is if you're going to walk on the field rubbing your belly with your hand up in the air, that is the signal to the officials that you're reporting as an eligible receiver. One theory I have is Skipper didn't intend to do it, and there was maybe some confusion on that play as to who was supposed to report as eligible. And
okay, let me just kind of recap. I know the volume was down just a little bit, but he's basically saying that he was doing that early in the first quarter, second quarter, throughout the game. Now he does it again on the controversial play. The referee was spotting the ball, and he saw him, and the other two linemen, number 68, another guy, they went up to the referee trying to count that. But he's saying that number 68, that's the sign to do it, to say that I'm the eligible receiver. 68 never did it. Number 70 did it. And he wasn't supposed to do that. So that's what they're saying. So the refs actually got it right. So,
I don't think so.
I know it's controversial.
I don't think they did. I'm gonna tell you why I don't think
they did. Daryl, what I just showed, all I'm saying is,
I was given the official. That's why they got downgraded, because they didn't get it right. Detroit was trying to be slick. 68
and in doing so,
telling them
they outspeak the referees.
Yes, 68 was telling them without using the signal that he was eligible. 70 was trying to make it seem like he was eligible, but he wasn't. So they were trying to be slick, and it just backfired on Detroit. But the league actually said that the refs didn't get the call right, because the guy did report, but he went and told them 70 because Detroit made a mistake. I mean, they were just trying to be slick and got busted.
Look at this. The ref saw 70. He saw 70.
Right.
He was so loud, he probably didn't hardly hear 68. Yeah. He announced 70.
Yeah.
So when he announced him, that's why I said earlier, when he announced him, that offense needs to know that actually he got the wrong one right there.
But could the offense hear him?
Yeah. The offense knows. Yeah, they announced it. It's like
I'm saying, but did the offense hear him tell the defense 70?
Yeah, they can hear it. When they
they got to go to the
right at the line. Both teams can hear it.
Both teams can hear it. Hold on, TJ. That's the reason why. That's the reason why they didn't cover number 68, because they told the defense that number 70 was the eligible receiver. Now, I don't know if that's, I don't know. This report supposed to came out today. I know they said they downgraded them on yesterday, but I maybe the NFL jumped the gun a little bit, because these two guys are the senior VPs of the referee, and they went back over it and saw it and came out, and this is the verdict that they gave. So all I'm saying is that I just think that in a situation like that, DA, I agree with you wholeheartedly in reference to Dan Campbell. I just think that they still had a chance to try to get that number one seed, and after you didn't make it, to come back and do that same play again, I just wouldn't have did it. I just would have given, I would have extended it out, try to get it to overtime, give my defense an opportunity. But Booker, what you said? You said something earlier, Booker, regarding it.
Yeah, well, I was just DA kind of cleared it up. I was thinking that they had already clinched, and maybe he was just taking that chance because he didn't have nothing to lose, but he really did have something to lose. So he should have took the points from the beginning.
Yeah, he lost the 2 seed.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, agree.
But he could have gotten the one. You never know. He could have gotten the one if they win.
He could. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, absolutely. He could have gotten the one. But let me move forward here, guys, because we're talking about the NFC East right now, still up for grabs. The Philadelphia Eagles laid another goose egg. Well, not even a goose egg, just laid an egg, a spoiled egg at that, when he lost to the Cardinals. But we always talk about, one thing we always talk about is what? On any given Sunday. Yeah. And so, to placate the fact that the Dallas Cowboys lost to the Arizona Cardinals early in the year, now turnabout is fair play, and they got their heads beat by the Arizona Cardinals. And quite honestly, they should have probably lost to the Giants last week, if we're perfectly honest. But now Dallas have a chance to go on the road and win the NFC East and possibly have 2 home games. But the question I want to ask you guys, are the Eagles done? Can they make any kind of push in the playoff, or are they done? I'll come to you first, Booker.
Man, you know what? I think the Eagles, they done lost their mojo. I think the Eagles is done. I think they done, and I want to meet them in the second round. I hope they followed us in the second round. They done. You can cook them. They done.
They done. We'll put a little Crisco grease on them.
Put some Crisco grease on them.
Some carrots with that. Yeah, I think you're right, Booker. I think you're right that they lost their mojo, man.
Yeah, they lost their mojo.
I think part of it is, man, they've been trying to force this ball to A.J. Brown instead of playing through the offense, because you brought him in, paid him so much money, and he should be the fuel to your offense. I get all of that, but it needs to come organically, because now he gets frustrated You know, now you're making Jalen Hurts press a little bit. And not that Jalen Hurts, I don't think Jalen Hurts personally has been 100% healthy all year, but you're making him press a little bit. The offense is out of sync. See, they didn't think, DA, and I'll come to you on this, DA, they didn't think losing two of those coordinators, offensive and defensive, as if that was going to matter much. But now we see, DA.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, and I think they're done, but maybe for a different reason. I think people putting a lot of pressure on the offense because of Jalen and Brown. But if you think about it, man, if you put up 31 points, you should win a game. I think the biggest issue is the defense. No pressure.
I agree.
Like last year, hardly any pressure, and their DBs are horrible, if you ask me. So previously, like this entire season, they've been able to like outscore somebody at the last minute, you know, and they just kept winning that way. And they ain't had many games where their defense just come and put the clamps down like the Cowboys do in certain games, like the 49ers do, hold a team to 10 points, 13 points, 14 points, and then they don't look so bad, but their defense had let them down. And one thing about I agree with you wholeheartedly when you talk about AJ Brown, and to me, man, his energy is horrible to me as a teammate. You know, he got to get that straight. I understand being frustrated, but I ain't seen a guy do that 3 and 4 times a game. Sometimes just cause, you know, and that like you said, that makes your quarterback press to get you the ball when you got a number one on the other side. AJ, you ain't the only number one.
That's right. I agree.
The other side is a number one as well. So you need to that's what I feel.
Yeah.
They done though. Yeah. They done. One and done.
TJ.
DA hit on the thing that I was most thinking about is that I said this earlier in the season when they was playing us, they just do enough to win.
Yep.
Right? And my concern was, and I think it's I think we all were on the same page on this, that was that going to continue? You know, it's something about that, you know, hey, you know, just win, baby, right? No matter what, get the win. I said, okay. Right. When they had the record, they had only lost one game. And they was figuring out a way, no matter what, they was figuring out a way to win the game. And everybody else was figuring out a way, you know, everybody else wasn't, you know, they was ahead of everybody. Everybody has 2 and 3 losses, and they were thinking of a way just, you know, they only lost one. They had already about 4 or 5 close games, and they still had pulled them out, right? And I was wondering if that mojo was going to stay. And that mojo gone.
That mojo.
And the whole key is that, can they turn it on for the playoffs? People say, hey, the playoffs are a whole new season. That's a whole new season. And I will tell you this, though. Right. There is a feeling that you can have in the playoffs. And I only say this one way. If they come in and they show a different internal fortitude in their first game, there is a possibility. That's what I like about football. There is a possibility, but it takes the entire team. And that ego that you're talking about AJ have, he can't have it like that. He got an ego, man. That ego is just big. Because he's out there to everybody. And don't compare him to he's just an inside receiver.
Let me chime in real quick, Tim. You said there's a possibility. There's a possibility that Bruce Jenner might come. Kylie might come back to Bruce Jenner. I don't know, but there's a possibility.
Yeah, they talked about it.
I'm just saying.
You're right.
But I gotta agree with my brothers and stuff here. So, hey, man, they just been playing out of sync, and I just don't think you can just switch the light on and off like they just. On the offensive side of the ball, defensive side of the ball, they out of rhythm. I think they become real vanilla. I think that once, they're not dominating the run game the way they did last year, right?
No.
And once they've been able to, outside of that brotherly push they talk about, the tush push and all this other stuff, but you got to get into position to even do that. I guarantee you, if you look at the percentages on that, I guarantee you that's even dropped some in terms of how many times they were doing. It's like they was always, especially early in the year too, they was always getting into those 3rd and 1s. But now them 3rd and 1 have turned into 3rd and 9 and 3rd and 8. You know what I mean? And it's just not the same. So
I think the defense is the issue, if you ask me. If I had to pick one thing, defense just can't stop anybody.
Well, you know what's different this year is that they still got a strength up the middle, but people are kind of playing them a little different. Those ends are not getting up the field like they were. And if they are getting up the field,
Like,
they're not able to get to the quarterback. The pressure is way distant. They got way more time from their defensive ends that's coming in. So they have to now they're having to rush more people. And like you said, the defensive back are not holding up. The back end not holding up. Now they got a front seven. Their front seven is nice, but they having to use their front seven on pass rush, and then those defensive backs getting exposed. That's the big
they're getting exposed.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say, Book? Like you getting ready to say something, Book?
I say when you're not getting the pressure, when you're not getting to the quarterback, and then when your D backs is average, they're gonna get exposed.
Right. They're gonna get lit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what happened with the A&M this year.
Hey, yeah.
If you want to make that comparison, I'm with you. But let me ask you guys this, because I got to bring it to this. I guess I'm gonna call this. I'd say this is gonna be one of the newest segments of the show, so to speak. We're gonna talk about this question that I want to raise. By everything that's happening and has happened, does this, or is this a sign? When I'm talking about everything, I'm talking about Jimmy Johnson being inducted into the Ring of Honor, the Cowboys Ring of Honor. And I got to put this question up, y'all. And of course, the Philadelphia Eagles dropping another one to the Arizona Cardinals, allowing Dallas to get back in it and to be able to win the NFC East. Does this mean, DA, I'm going to come to you first on this, DA. Does this mean that the curse
I sure would like to go last on this. I sure would like to go last on this, but I'll go
curse been lifted off of the Dallas Cowboys?
You sure you don't want me to wait?
No, I got to come to you first.
All right, okay. The answer is a resounding no. It has not. People were talking about after they announced that he was going in. Oh man, we hadn't lost since we announced it. Okay, you got your head popped two games in a row after that. Should have been 3. All right, and the reason, and I was happy that Jimmy went in. Like when the Cowboys had Jimmy, I was afraid of them. Like I didn't want to play them. Like I ain't got no ego about sports. I didn't want to see the Cowboys. They was too strong. Like I was like 49ers. Like, damn, we still got to play the Cowboys. I didn't never want to play the Cowboys. Just like I'm a Niner fan. I don't want to play the Ravens no more. So I don't think it's broken because we still ain't saying we, but there's still the owner, Jerry Jones, who pays his players well. He's paid his past players well. I personally still think he's a racist. Like he'll never have a black coach. He'll never have a black person in.
So wait a minute. So you wait a minute, DA. So DA, let me ask you real quick, DA. So you holding the photograph, him looking in,
Yeah, what y'all doing? Where y'all going?
Yeah, 15 years old.
I'm still there. Hey, Jabril, toe on the line. Hey, toe on the line. You can't kneel on my team. Right. You remember the last brother that kneeled? He cut him the next week. Poe was his name? Poe. It was one heavy set defensive lineman that kneeled. Right. And he was gone the next week. I'm like, that's where your curse is coming from. It ain't all Jimmy Johnson. There's a lot of still Jerry Jones got a little piece of that curse still in him.
Well, real quick, man, because we got people chatting real quick, man. I want to get up Miss Tanya Spencer, man. We were talking about the Eagles a second ago. She asked the question, was it really Mojo? And of course, I want to thank y'all for chatting, man, and chiming in on this, man, especially my guy Jeff. I think that's your boy right there, Booker, my man Jeff at Sports Podcast, man. He talked about the secondary of the Philadelphia Eagles being weak. But continuing, man, I'm gonna come over here to TJ right quick, man, and ask him the same question: if the curse have been lifted.
Well, actually, I don't believe in curse. I believe in blessings. So the blessing was that actually he got put in, and so to me, that's what a blessing is. And if the team sees it as a lift, that's a plus for them. So if you individually think that, good for you. But it's a blessing that he went in. I think the energy is positive. And when you got strong positive energy, that can galvanize you as well, too. So because I can see the whole team galvanized around that energy and using that as part of what's going on, even though they weren't a part of it. But you know how it is with our ancestors, how we believe in ancestors, right? How ancestors come in and give us that energy to spur us on and give us that spirit to actually thrive and be stronger than them and just just get on into it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Go on the line.
Yeah, right for the playoffs, right?
Right.
So
Go on the line.
it was good time and get us in there. We can grind in and just. That's all I
Go
got
on the line.
That's all I gotta say.
I got you. But let me come over here to Book, because I know Book got something to say about that. Book, let me know, Book.
Say, I got to pick it back off of Tim because I don't believe in curse, but I think the Cowboys is at the right place at the right time. I think everything is setting up for the Cowboys. I think that us putting Jimmy Johnson in the ring on was a blessing. He should have been there, but I think that's going to help. That's going to boost those boys. That's going to boost those players, and we got another chance. We got another chance. We got an opportunity, man. We got to ease the sled, man. So with that being said, I think we're gonna go all the way, man. I think those losses that we had, we needed those losses. We lost early, and I think that the Cowboys for the bounce back, man, and we're gonna make it to the NFC Championship. I don't know if we're gonna win it, but we'll be in the NFC Championship.
Hey, Book, I got a question for you.
For a second, Tim. Well, Book and Tim, let me read something that Tanya just stated. She said, and we're gonna help DA out with this one, okay? Because she just stated, y'all see how those players reacted to Jimmy Johnson, as he said, and I want to say this all together. 1, 2, 3. How about them Cowboys?
How about them?
We're gonna give Tanya a shout out on that, man, because DA ain't trying to hear that. He ain't trying to hear that. He ain't trying to hear that. 1, 2, 3. Here we go.
Here we go.
Do that either, man. But it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, Book. Well, for me personally, Rutherford was a curse. I'll lean towards what DA say more and more of a blessing. I just think that if you're executing, we talking about the years. Been what 28 years since we've been to the big dance. I just think a lot of it was just, even with Tony Romo, I remember when he was playing, I said, when we got a good offense, we don't have a good defense. Then we get the good defense with DeMarcus Ware, we don't have a good offense.
We don't have a good offense.
We don't have a running back. Then we get a running back, we don't have a wide receiver. and Jerry, over the years, you remember when he brought in receivers like Roy Williams, Terry Glenn, God rest his soul, Terrell Owens and several others, even Joey Galloway. It's not like, he hadn't spent the money and put the money out there to break this so-called curse years ago. But the fact of the matter is, I'm going to be honest with you guys and just hold on for a second. I'm trying to make the connection between that 1992 team versus what's going on right now. And I'm not saying, still that 92 team was a beast. I'm simply saying when they went up to play the San Francisco 49ers in that NFC Championship game, a lot of us didn't believe that. And I remember having a discussion. I remember like yesterday I had a discussion with a guy who's a diehard Cowboy fan, and he was so emphatic and so upset that Kevin Smith came out and said something about Jerry Rice. Man, why would he say that before a game? Why would he say we got to go on the road? Why? And I say, brother, don't you know that man put on his cleats just like Jerry Rice put on his cleat? And the statement that he made was simply, Jerry Rice tried to out-technique you. Well, I played the position, so I know where Kevin Smith pup is coming from. I get a check like you get a check. And on that day, ain't nothing gonna separate us but air and opportunity. Yes, we coming up the candlestick, and I remember Big Nate Newton when he said, we finna rock the stick. I remember that. So I'm looking at this team right now. If they can close the deal against the Washington Commanders, I believe that this is going to set some precedence, man, going to the playoff, man, because if you get 2 of those games at home, I'll take my chances on them if they happen to play. I'm going to come to you in just a second. If they have to play San Francisco in Levi Stadium, because I'm going to tell you something. That would be what they played them 3 times already. Is that 3 times? I think, you know what? I think the next time around, we're going to get them, DA. We're going to get them, but go ahead.
Let me just say this, man. First of all, you don't have the defense that you think you have. That I don't think that defense is good, if you ask me. If they come up, they haven't shown that they can really put a prominent team in the headlock. Once you block Micah and chip him all day or run at him, you basically gonna beat the Cowboys. You just gotta account for one person. if Diggs was back there, I'd be saying something totally different because that might tilt the scales a little bit, and your linebackers a little light in the butt. But once you take care of Micah, you can play the Cowboys just like a mediocre defense. They're nothing without him. If he can't get no pressure,
okay, but DA,
a good team can beat them. That's my last statement.
I only have to stop you right quick because we got to pivot in just a second. But
I'm done.
I hear what you're saying, right? But back then, everything was pretty much relied on the running game. You didn't have a running game. I mean, passing was really second. Now we're in a passing lead, right? So what I'm saying is it's all schematic. It's all about how you scheme it. And because Dallas, I believe, because when you get hit so much, it's kind of like the old Rocky story. He just keep coming. Yeah, you done hit me. But every time I've lost, I'm still winning because I'm gaining information. I'm gaining data on how to beat you. So if we playing the percentages now, how many times you think Dallas is going to take an L? Because again, last year, if we're just talking about the playoffs, defense outperformed the offense.
I personally don't think y'all gonna make it to us.
Okay, what you saying? Somebody's gonna come in and beat Dallas, right? Okay, that's another conversation for another day. But right now, if you're talking NFC, those two teams, we're talking Dallas 1 and 2, the way it should be. About if Dallas take care of business against the Commanders, which they should, we're talking about 1 and 2, San Francisco and the Dallas Cowboys. And I like my chances. Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, before you turn it over, I just want to say one technical thing. What they've done to actually trying to change some of their run defense, they put Parsons back to let him off the ball a little bit. So now he can move. You can't just focus on him and grind him down so he get grinded down. That gets him better in the fourth quarter. It allows him to rush better in the fourth quarter. It also keeps him out so he actually can hit lanes and he can penetrate the line. So that's why now they're getting tackles behind the line because Parsons is playing offline. He can get tackles behind the line. That changes everything. Watch what happens in the future. What?
And we got a guy in the middle that's been hurt. He'll be back for the playoff. Our run stopper. So then we brought in a linebacker. So we're gonna be all right, Tim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I missed that name, Booker. Who did we bring in at linebacker? I saw that, but I didn't catch the name.
Who was that, Tim? Help me out.
I saw it, but I didn't catch the name.
If anybody, I saw it too, but they got
so y'all got a run stopper that nobody knows.
Well, we had a guy to get injured in the last couple games.
We ain't gonna do that. So you saying Rankins? I mean, since he's been out, you saw how the Buffalo Bills butchered us. We weren't giving. In fact, Cook was the first 100 runner all year, and you think that was a coincidence? Big Jonathan Hankins was out. And he get over 100-some yards rushing? No, I like to have Big Hankins. Thank you, Booker. Thank you.
Yeah, Big Hankins be back, baby.
So we got to switch over to this next subject, y'all. Look here, y'all know we got to cover this, man. This is the culture segment. We got to do it because we more than just a sports show. I gotta, and we'll come back to something just a second ago, but I got to talk about this, man, because this thing had lit up. It lit up social media this week. And I had to bring it to our attention because we talk about, the black woman, so to speak, the natural beauty. I'm trying to get to it. Just give me a second. The natural beauty of just being herself when she wakes up in the morning, right? Well, this picture was going around of T.I.'s wife, Tiny, Tamika Harris. And I guess T.I. just had some jokes in him and decided to, to show her without makeup. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know how an individual could do that to his wife. I really don't. But case being the case and being said, we're going to talk about it, man, because
what if she's pretty without makeup?
You say, what if she is?
I said, what if the wife was pretty without makeup? So it sounds like you kind of saying something right there.
Yeah, well, I thought about what is wait a minute, man. I'm trying to look here, man. Hey man, I'm not trying to get in trouble, man. There's some sisters on here chatting out, man. So we're not gonna do gonna do it. but I have to bring it up because this is a part of the culture, man. Because we talk about the black woman, and they curate the songs like "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman." We talk about natural. That means she's not unnatural. We want to see her hair, not her hair being permed. We want to see her hair in braids. We want to see her without all this makeup on.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see you. We want to see you. But when we do see you, as in the case of T.I. and Tiny, she gets all types of memes and jokes and all this other stuff. Now, I saw the photo. I saw the photo, and I just said, I'm having a little trouble bringing it up now. But if I don't get a chance to bring it up, then y'all can go look at it. Y'all go. Many of y'all probably already seen it anyway. But the point I'm saying,
I seen it.
Okay, so you saw it. Okay, I think if she wouldn't have had all of the injections to her lip, see, that's not natural. Because when she started doing that, she took herself out of a natural state when she started doing that. So if she hadn't done that, I could very well possibly say that, without the the makeup and all that, she's beautiful. Now, I think she's still a beautiful person. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm honest, if I'm really, really honest, I'm saying that wasn't her best day. And I'll just put it like that. But you say what, DA?
I thought maybe he took the picture when she first woke up. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it looked like.
Which can't show her in a natural state anyway, because ain't nobody in a natural state when they wake up. Like,
that's right.
Man, I got the image, like the photo where you can unlock the phone. I can put on shades, a hat, turtleneck, all that, and unlock my phone. Soon as I wake up in the morning and I look in this phone, it don't recognize me at all. So what I'm basically saying is that wasn't her natural state, man. For him to take a picture of her just waking up, ain't nobody. She can be natural, but that ain't natural. That's your face.
Yeah, she has sleepy blood eyes still.
I think she's not. She's not as bad as that, but you can't take a picture of the lady just waking up and put it on social media. That's cold-blooded.
Well, they have these filters and all of that, and they can, strip it down, make it up, whatever the case may be. I kind of went back to some of her older photos when she was really like with Escape to see if I can find anything. Maybe she wasn't all the way dolled up or made up or whatever, but she may have a little eyeliner on or something like that. And I think without all of the enhancements, man, she's a pretty sister, man. But again, it was the lips book. It was the
Yeah, I agree.
But who was that compared to on that comparison photo?
I'm just saying, Book. I'm just saying, Tim. I'm just
with
saying,
the mustache.
She didn't forget to shave a mustache off.
See, I don't know if somebody did that, man.
Man,
I really
Ron Jeremy.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my
somebody
goodness.
did that. But say, fellas, listen, fellas. But your boy, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm trying.
Hey, man, I personally think all women kind of favor a homeboy of mine without makeup, but they still kind of beautiful. But they all look like a friend of mine without makeup, a homeboy of mine without makeup. And I've said that on social media, and I got roasted for it. But I'm like, all y'all look just. You beautiful, but you regular, but you beautiful. I know some dudes who look like you, favor you without a makeup.
TJ, you biting at the bit. You say what, TJ?
I'm just saying. I'm like, I wouldn't have put the picture out there. That's the first part. But people do stuff now. To joke and have fun and all that kind of stuff. I don't know why he put the picture out. Tell you the truth.
No.
I will say this though. Man, I'm really kind of shy. I don't know the Ron Jeremy deal when they put the mustache on and how she looked just like him. That was cold. Whoever did that, I don't know where people get how they just come in and add stuff to people and stuff like that. And
Internet
she looked just
mean,
like
man.
that was a blood relative. I saw it on Ancestry.com, right? They had the brother on there, and he was going through finding celebrities that look like celebrities and said, hey, you got the same gene pool. This is your cousin from 8 generations ago or stuff like that. They may be cousins. Cousins. Ron Jeremy may be cousins.
Well, I'll say this though, in all honesty, and all jokes aside, again, I think that if she wouldn't have already enhanced herself, I thought she was already a beautiful sister the way she was without all the injections. I just think that what took it out of the natural state for me, and so that wasn't her best day. And I'm gonna support a woman when she want to be organic and she want to be her true self. And me, how y'all, Tim, especially Tim, understand and knows. We've done the show for months. Metaphors of Love while we listen. I talked about this very thing about women not getting the real woman because once she come out of her costume, if you will, then really who are you? But so we don't want that narrative to change. We want to get to know and see you for who you really are without all of the like if he's been with Tiny now for 20 years. I guess it's been that long, but and so however she wakes up and look, it should be beautiful to him, at the end of the day, right? Because beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So, again, I just had to come up with this here because we talked about, I asked the question, is beauty only skin deep, into that because the Temptation had the song about beauty's only skin deep. So, I want to support all the sisters out there, man. I just had to do that on the culture segment right here. Big shout out to all the
before you roll that, I want to say this. When you look into a woman's eyes and you love her, you don't see all the puffiness and all that kind of stuff. All you see is her eyes, and you see the window to her soul, how much she loves you. And so when we love, we don't really care about all that stuff. We care about who you are and how you care about us and how we care about you.
Yeah, that's how you feel.
That's the politically correct answer right there.
I'm just kidding. Booker, you've been kind of quiet over there. You've been kind of quiet over there.
Well, hey, I'm like DA. I would have never did my old lady like that. It wasn't a good morning for her. But after you've been with a person a while, if they don't look as good, they kind of grow on you. They don't look as ugly as they as they look from the beginning. Because love conquers everything. Yeah, but she was just having a bad morning, man. She was having a bad morning, but I don't know what's up with the lips and the shots in the lips, the big lips. Big lips in now.
Well, hey,
they
man,
go in and out.
They go in and out, man. But I think I'm about to get off of that, man, because we get some stats on this thing, man. And let me see. It's from a sister. She said, "Wake up is the natural image. It's before you." It's before you alter anything. That's right, Tony. I'm with you, baby. You're right. You're absolutely right.
But your face is swollen and you got lines.
Yeah. When you first wake up, though, your face is distorted. Yeah. You don't get your natural self until about the afternoon for most people. All of a sudden,
I agree.
Your face is replenished and you just come out. I'm talking about no makeup. That's even for me.
Right. Without no makeup. No makeup. But I'm gonna borrow a line from my man Barry White when he once said, "Don't go changing, trying to please, man. Don't do it. Don't tamper with it. Don't do it. Don't do it." So anyway, man, we can go on and on and on this, man. We coming up on the hour, man. So I gotta segue into this, man. We got to talk about something else right quick, man. And don't forget, y'all, to hit the subscribe, like, and share button. This is the replay, episode 18, man. I got my brother D.A. Darrell Alexander the Great, Tim T.J. Jackson from Nebraska, and one of the baddest barbers in town, Mr. Jeff Booker. And we're doing this thing coming to you live tonight. So we're going to talk about it, y'all. This past weekend, the college playoffs, man. Hey, man, we had Michigan going up against Alabama. I told y'all. And we had those Washington Huskies going up against the Texas Longhorns. I told y'all. Hey, man, they did their thing. Michigan did their thing, and Washington did their thing, although they almost lost their game towards the end. But I'm going to come to you right quick, Booker. Tell me what you saw. Tell me what you see. Let me know what you saw, Booker.
Hey, at first, I was a little upset because I think the board had picked the wrong teams, but I think they did right. Because Florida went there and laid their egg. They got blew out. But I think Michigan and Alabama was a good game, man. Michigan defense played good. They showed up. They showed up in the big game, and they played hard. But the Washington and Texas game really surprised me because I really, that was a good game. It was a good game all the way to the end. If the guy don't fumble the ball for Texas, I think we'll be talking different about this game. But with the Texas game, the defense played good, but the defense played a lot better when number 90 was in the game. I don't understand why in crucial time Murphy wasn't in the game when he needed to be in the game. because when he was in the game, he was causing havoc, man. That guy was beating the double teams, triple teams. He was causing ruptures. And when he wasn't in the game, the D-line wasn't getting that type of pressure. And it was time that he should have been in the game, that he wasn't in the game. But watching the quarterback surprised me. I didn't look for him to come out and have a game like that. But with that being said, man, I think it just, man, Washington just was a better team at that day, man. But it surprised me that Washington beat Texas like that. It really did.
What TJ? How did you see it?
Well, you know, I'm gonna take the Michigan-Alabama game first. Michigan defense played like I thought. Their defense has actually really been playing really well this season. They kind of put the cap on almost every team they play. That's how well their defense play. Their offense, exactly who I thought they were. Sometiming. Their quarterback is sometiming. He don't, you know, he's just in and out. He's not that good, but he was better than Ohio State's quarterback when they beat him. But he's still, you know, not that good. And so with their offense, and they got good players on their offense, they got a very good offensive line and a good defensive line. They just dominant on the line. So that's why they're winning. That's why I felt that they would outdo Alabama, because their lines were so good. And in the Texas-Washington game, I like Washington all season. I just took a little ride on Texas. I felt Washington, but Washington defense is not always. But they always done enough the whole season to make enough plays at the right time to win the game. They done it the whole season, kind of like Philadelphia was doing earlier. So I don't know what that means for the national champion. We have to talk about that. So that's kind of my feel. Washington's done enough on their defense to make the right plays at the right time, but their offense is good. They don't play on offense. Washington offense is really good, and so
it's very
that
good.
offense can compete with anybody.
I'm gonna take a bow, because I've been rolling with them Washington Huskies all year, and I told the dad of Jabbar Muhammad, I say, man, I'm not changing. I ain't changing. But go ahead, DA, because I can't stay on that too long. But go ahead,
yeah,
DA.
I think any other Alabama class would have murdered Michigan. It was just something about their offense that was stagnant. All the miscues and the offense to me didn't have much creativity at all. Like, it was just kind of stale, or they were just off that day. And whenever the quarterback dropped back, it's like I'm gonna throw this with all my might and hope it lands. It wasn't like Penix. When Penix drops back and he throws it deep, he can put it where he needs to put it.
Oh, he lays it.
But the Alabama quarterback played like he played a little bit earlier in the season to me. And as far as the Washington and Texas game, I just thought I based my whole pick just on Michael Penix and those wide receivers, and that's basically what it almost came to be.
Well, let me say this real quick, sir. Look, well, I agree with you on that. With the exception, I think you were saying about the stagnation of Michigan, or the offense, I guess, going up against Michigan.
Alabama.
I just knew that Alabama. I just knew that Michigan had a really good defense. And I thought they would be really, because the back end, their defense played probably the best I've seen them play all year long. They really played the back end. I'm talking about a Michigan defense played really great against Alabama. Can they hold true? And this is why I got to really think about this Washington game coming up with Rome Odunze and Jalen Polk and them boys, man. And I've been saying it all year, and y'all know it's in the archive. It's been archived. I've been talking about Washington all year. Yeah, they've given up some yards in the passing game, but that boy Trice, man, that edge rusher they got, a few of those other boys, and then I'm always gonna talk about my little spiritual nephew Jabbar Muhammad. They just been playing lights out. As it pertains to Michael Penix Jr., give you a little insight. I was talking to the grandfather of Malik Muhammad today. We was talking, and he said that Manny told him. He said, and shout out to Manny, big shout. I know we're gonna do shout outs later. I'm about to give y'all 25 push-ups on that, but my fault, book. But he said that on that touchdown deflection to Jalen Polk, he said he's never seen a quarterback, the ball come out that fast like that. And when he hit it, he said it was spinning so fast. He said it just blew his eyes. Now we know, because when you get to that next level, that's how I felt when I played against Brent Favre. I was saying the same thing. This white boy can throw this football, man. When he was at Southern Miss. So I get what he's saying, because that competition, man, it goes to another different level. So and I just knew the way those guys have performed offensively all year long, been very consistent. Some have Marvin Harris Jr., and I get it, you know, as a top receiver. But I said on this show also, if I'm a GM, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I might take a look at Rome Odunze, but you know, I mean, you know, pick whichever one. They both are a heck of a players, but I just think that Washington, man, we're gonna do these picks in just a second because we gotta almost wrap up the show. But I just think that Washington, man, they're gonna have to. Jim Harbaugh is gonna really have to put something together on that back end. They're gonna have to have 2 successful games on the back end the way they did against Alabama. But we shall see. So, guys, we're here. We have arrived to the moment with our NFL and college picks. We only got one game in college, of course, the national championship game this Monday, January the 8th, 2024 at NRG Stadium in Houston. We'll come to that one first. I mean, because it's the shortest one.
But wait, let's pick that one next Monday. Let's pick that one next Monday.
Well, this coming Monday. I meant to say, well, yeah,
I mean, this Monday. Like the game is Monday. Let's pick it then.
Y'all want to pick it then? On okay, game. Well, I mean, it's gonna be on though.
Oh, okay. Well,
we need to pick it. We need to pick. Well, we can change it. You know, come back to see. But right now, I'm gonna. You got. You got Washington. I got Washington. Tim, you got who?
I got Washington.
You got Washington. Okay, Booker, you got Tech. I mean, you got Michigan.
Man, I got Muhammad, man.
You know, I'm trying to
Muhammad.
That Michigan offense, man. I just, that offense.
I'm trying to get away from you and keep you in that that basement, man.
Say, man, I got Washington, man. I'm going with Muhammad.
More than likely, I'm not gonna change, and I'm trying.
I
may be at that game. Y'all know I'm going to get the content if I'm at that game. I'm really trying to get. You know, I told his dad, hey man, I got the house. Just let me give me a ticket. But we'll see. Okay, D, I got to come to you real quick, my brother, on these NFL picks. Let's get at it, man. We got to be quick on this thing.
Texans at Indy.
Texans at Indy. I got Texans.
Texans.
At Indy?
Yeah.
I got Indy.
Ooh, Tim, I wanted Indy, but I can't catch you if I bet with you. I got Texas. Texans. Atlanta at New Orleans.
I got New Orleans.
Go ahead, Tim.
I got New Orleans.
Oh, he got New Orleans?
I already said New Orleans.
They're playing in New Orleans, DA?
Yes.
No, they playing in New Orleans? Okay, I'm going to take New Orleans.
Yeah, I take New Orleans. Bears at Packers.
I got the Packers.
I like the Packers.
I got Packers.
Bears an upset.
Man, he's gonna be farther behind. You already 3. Keep going.
But I should have won 2 of those games. I could have won 2 of those. Cleveland at Cincy.
I got Cleveland. Cleveland playing some ball.
I got Cleveland. We all said Cleveland.
You got Cincinnati upset.
I take Cincinnati. Denver at Las Vegas.
You're gonna drop below Jabril next.
Denver at Las Vegas.
I got Las Vegas.
I got the Raiders.
I got the Raiders.
Raiders. Seattle at Arizona.
I got
Seattle.
Arizona. Rams at San Francisco.
I got 49ers.
I got the Rams.
Y'all playing y'all people?
That's what I don't know. Like we clinch, so that's what I don't know. That's
why I put it on here.
You got
I'm taking the 49ers.
You got Rams, TJ?
Yep.
I take the Niners playing the starters half the game or something. I take the Niners. Bills at Miami.
Bills
in Miami. Redemption. I'm gonna take Miami. I'll take Miami.
Vaughn get his first sack.
I'm gonna take Miami.
First sack.
Man, I don't like Miami's team right now, so I'm gonna go with the Bills to go in there and upset them boys.
Okay, that's the last one.
That's it.
Okay, shout out real quick. I'm gonna shout out to my boy Jabbar Muhammad and Malik Muhammad. Way to go, nephews. Appreciate you. Who you shouting out, TJ?
I'm shouting out to DA for picking them picks he picked last week. They got me 3 ahead. Boom.
Boom.
I appreciate you, brother.
You shouting out, DA.
You only 2 ahead. You're only 2 ahead.
And he say Happy New Year to everybody. Who you got, DA?
I'm shouting out Michael Penix Jr., man. That dude is always he's always cool under pressure and always humble, and he hit that field, he gonna light you up. So that's my shout out, Michael Penix Jr.
And who you got?
Well, shout out to the Muhammad boys, man. Them boys did their thing, man. They from this area. We'll get them boys a shout out to Muhammad boys, man.
Right on. Now that's going to conclude the episode show on the replay. Let's clap it up, baby.
Replay.
And we want to thank everybody that came on this evening, that shouted us out, man. We appreciate the love. Again, don't forget to hit that subscribe, like, and share button. We'll be back uploading this thing next week. Until then, enjoy the rest of the week. It's still a new year. Let 2024, man, bring you in the door. All right? May all your endeavors come true. We appreciate you joining on. Good night. Be safe. And we're going to see y'all once the replay.
Here we go. Here we go.